she seems to be overthinking this new standard, and like, you got to realize people who have very poor mental health, everything stresses them out. You know what I mean? They have a very low tolerance for stress, so even doing better in life can be stressful for them. They may see it more like, oh, like pressure and whatnot, because now she has more pressure not to use. Um, Also, again, she has a guy again who actually cares about her and actually wants her life to be better. All right, a woman who's lived with 25 different people, lost custody of her kids and going to jail, is not used to being with a guy who's actually giving her four P's: problem solving, procreation, protection. Problem solving, procreation, protection, and then procreation. I believe. Yeah, that's four P, four P's, four. And she's not used to that. You got to realize that everyone doesn't want good things. Everyone can't handle good things. I always use, I think a car is always a good analogy to help you understand, like, everyone can't handle something good. Like, I have a family member who has a BMW, which they should have never gotten a BMW. I don't understand. 'Cause, I mean, this is back when I didn't understand anything about cars. So I knew it was bad. Well, as I got old, I said, "Oh wow, this is like, you really shouldn't have this car. This is a BMW. This costs a lot of money to maintain, and if anything breaks on this thing, everything costs more for this car. You know what I mean? And like, this family member has run this car into the ground. Because listen, most women, when they have a car, they don't take care of the car for a few different reasons. For one, women don't like the problem solve. They will avoid a problem. Women mostly get things fixed when once the car is broken down or something has broken. They're not going to go to the mechanic, because again they don't want to deal with that. Also, they don't want to deal with the money aspect. Most women don't have it like that. Just to be spending money on repairs and stuff like that. Repairs cost a lot of money. Okay, that's something that the man would usually kind of handle, or help her be on top of, or help her with in general. But anywho, go back to the car analogy, right? Um, yeah, they approved her for the car and whatnot. She got it and everything, but it's like, you belong more in like something of the Honda variety, not BMW, because again, like, you're not able to maintain a vehicle of this caliber. You know what I mean? And on top of that, the payments are higher. Everything about this car just costs more. All right, but if I have stable income and I have the disposable income to invest in the car, that's a totally different experience. I will feel differently about it, because again, when I have stability, I can just appreciate the car. Like, oh man, it costs this much, but hey, it's worth it. You know what I mean? Versus if I don't have this stability, this same car is just the bane of my existence. It's just, it's just a ongoing problem, especially if I'm not getting it fixed, I'm not maintaining the car. So that's kind of that's kind of how people like this see good situations. You know what I mean? Again, it's like where you are in your life is everything. You know what I'm saying? Your life condition is everything, right? And in her mind, she can't even deal with the idea of, I'm out of jail and I now have access to dope. I'm trying to piece my life back together. And another thing I want to get into is, again, that dynamic with her and Gracie. That whole conversation was just an emotion salad. They were both having an emotional, an Italian emotional cheeseburger. All right, fries and onions on the emotional burger, and a big Italian emotional burger. Okay, the fries were crispy, mad ketchup, mad onions. They wasn't even talking about nothing. Like, if you would, when you listen to them talk, right, have a kind, like, she's not even being specific about what the problem. Like, great, you've seen a Gracie just have breakdowns for absolutely no reason. And again, if you have kids, or you know anyone who have kids, make sure that these kids are getting enough attention. And people like Gracie, again, like, she has not gotten nearly enough attention, not nearly enough, right? And her mother's already very emotional, in a very emotional state, and a very, and she's on demon time too. You don't see the demon time. My man Andy's coming with coffee, and she's making a face of disgust, like, there's no other man here coming here for you. That's another thing too. It's not like she has options or a better option. That's crazy. That shit is crazy. Okay, but but yeah, that whole interaction. Oh my god, it just hurts my head, and I'm like, man, like I guess and also I feel for Gracie because it's like, man, who's gonna help this girl? Because all she's gonna do is do the exact same thing that her mother did, and she's gonna wind up having kids by a few different men and everything. Because I guess she's already probably having relationships and whatnot. Because again, like girls like that start having relationships early because they're seeking that kind of stuff out. Because obviously the dad's nowhere to be found, and she doesn't have a relationship with her dad, or really probably any man. You know what I mean? So she doesn't really even know how to interact with people. But the main thing that caught me is the fact that they both kept talking in like vagueness, very vague, conversation. There's things that just sound emotional. Like she says, excuse me, she says to her, "It's because you love me so much, and you'll keep taking me back." I'm like, what do you mean? That just sounds super dramatic. You guys are not dating, okay? You guys aren't dating. Why? What you mean take you back? What you mean? Like I guess she's trying to get at that. Despite her flaws, her daughter still loves her. I guess I don't know, but and her daughter is responding like they're in a relationship and they're in a movie and they're dating. Like, yeah, I always take you back and this and that. And it's like, I guess what her daughter was trying to say is, I don't want you to feel like you can do whatever you want and make me feel emotional, and then I still forgive you. I guess she's talking about forgiveness. Again, you see how I had to dig in there to kind of get at what they were saying, but oh god. And also, this is a good example of how women give each other like advice. How when women are together and there's no man around, there's no father, patriarchal figure, none of that stuff. See all this chaos. See like how like nothing's happening, and there's no resolution. Her daughter wants to see her, but you can. It's very obvious that she wants her mother's attention so much that she can't just say yes. I'll see you in a little bit. She has to be dramatic. She has to do all this stuff because she doesn't know how to get positive attention and deal with just positive attention. Mom is calling you saying, "Hey, can I see you before I go?" She's not busy. She's probably outside in the parking lot. I think she's downstairs. Like she's not even far away. So like, listen, I get it because I was young before. Again, when I was young, I didn't realize that I was doing stuff for my dad's attention because I was going through. I was in the emotional space and whatnot. I'm just saying, a lot of this stuff is because she is not getting enough attention. That girl starved for attention. Okay, starved. Oh, she hopes she'll be all right. Let me find y'all that next part, and I'll be doing my Key Rock series soon. That might be it, guys. Let's see. One second. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, that is it. That's the guys. All right. 43 minutes in, beloveds. Okay. Your boy is paying the piper, man. Let me tell you something, man. Like, yo, when the men don't do the work, man, you pay so much more in the long run. And also, another reason why I always advocate, yo, ain't nothing wrong with her being a little thick. She can even have a little punch. I'm not mad at that. I mean, I just listen at this point, man. I like them slim and trim. I like my girl make me look good. Listen, I know I'm fat, but I like my girl to make me look good. You feel me? But it's one thing that it's all right. She ain't the slimmest and whatnot, right? But it's another reason why you don't deal with fat chicks, man. Because like, yo, when they act up like this, it's like it's intolerable. It's like you can't even deal with it. You know what I mean? Like this analogy that I heard attorney Dennis Sperling used when he said he was telling a story about how his uncle said, listen, If it's a room full of good looking women talking about me, I could deal with that. You know what I mean? But if it's a room full of unattractive women, I'm out. I don't want to hear shit. And listen,